All right, good evening. Welcome to Whiskey Tapes number 3. I'm Mick Rogers. Get right to it. Tonight, I've got Rebel Yell, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. Straight meaning that no flavorings, colorings, things like that. I think it means it's at least 2 years old. Bourbon whiskey. This gets thrown around a lot. Bourbon just means that it was distilled and bottled in Bourbon County, Kentucky. Although that's loosely interpreted. I think it's distilled in or around Bourbon County. When you hear bourbon, you can be pretty sure it was distilled in Kentucky, out of corn. You can be certain it was distilled in the U.S. Other than that, bourbon whiskey. Rebel Yell, I picked this up because I had a brief fling with this when I was young. I think I was infatuated with the name Rebel Yell. Cool name. It's really just an alright whiskey. It's pretty inexpensive. There are a lot of whiskeys I prefer. A couple of things about this bottle though. I do like this neck. Cut this neck off, makes a beautiful slide for your slide guitar, and we'll look into that in a later episode. I'm going to try that out. Another interesting thing about this is Rebel Yell since 1849. It's even got a little picture of a Confederate cavalryman on there with a saber drawn, waving it around. But Rebel Yell, 1849. Now I was thinking about that today. The rebellion started in 1861, if I'm not mistaken. So there were rebels 12 years before the Civil War. I don't know, what were they doing? This is the kind of historical dissonance that turns me off of this whiskey. If any of the Rebel Yell people would care to clarify this, I'd love to hear from them. You know where to find me. Rebel Yell. I mean, it's bourbon. Little ice just melted in here. It's really not bad. Maybe that has more to do with the fact that the kind of week it was. Okay. Get to a kind of a Rebel Yell tune here called "Oh Carol," about a fella in a bar having difficulties with his girlfriend. Well, I think I might be throwing down on that boy sitting over there. If you don't stop smiling over him, playing with your hair. He was checking you out the minute we come walking in the door. You know I lied, if I haven't tried, I won't take it anymore. No, it ain't that fella's fault, but I can't let it be. I remember when you flashed your eyes and smiled like that at me. It didn't take but a minute, and I was in over my head. Now this guy thinks it's his turn, I think something else instead. Change is blowing in like a wind through the trees. Chills me to my bones and takes me to my knees. I used to know a thing or two, now I barely know my name. I never asked for none of this, yeah, it is just the same. Used to be about 3 things would not let me down. But the F-150 threw a ride It's in a lockdown town. Thought I could count on Jesus and his lovely face. But lately I have come to think that might not be the case. So Carol, darling Carol, I was hoping you might be the one. But the way you carried on tonight, the whole thing come undone. The sinner will not hold their darkness of a day. I know it ain't nobody's fault, but that boy's gonna pay. Change is blowing in like a wind through the trees. Chills me to my bones and takes me to my knees. I used to know a thing or two, now I barely know my name. I never asked for none of this, here it is just the same. Oh Carol, you went and stole my heart away. I'm gonna learn to dance if it takes all night and day. Stole that little Chuck Berry line there. That's Whiskey Tapes tonight. I'm Mick Rogers. The song was called Oh Carol. Got some new album covers up on the board. Let's take a look.